welcome back to PODCAD. Now I know what you're thinking. Hell just froze over. Yes, today is the day. BroCAD has graduated. Let's get applause. Get applause, yeah. We're here in front of a live audience here at GradX 108. 109?
109.
Okay, yeah. It would have been 108, but we...
Yeah, COVID happened.
Yeah.
COVID. I'm here. We'll go in hat order. I'm here with Mark Krepis, the illustration graduate. He has his work up on the 6th floor.
Yeah.
It's quite the sight, so you got to see it.
Yeah.
And then to my right of Mark, I have Lakin Bro, the interdisciplinary artist. His work's on the 2nd floor, graphic design and sculpture installation.
Printmaking.
And printmaking. Bro's got it all. And like today, Thanos. You know what? We're going to wrap it up.
Yeah. We're
going to wrap it up to give you the real deal. And we'll start with Mark and how he's enjoying his GradX.
Oh, man. GradX 103. I'm so excited to be here. I didn't catch that one.
103. Okay, go on.
Yeah, I'm a bit older.
Oh, nice.
No, I'm not. I'm the youngest here. But anyways, it's been interesting, to say the least. I find GradX is more fun when you're attending, not exhibiting.
100%.
The first day, I dressed as a cowboy because why not, right? Like,
yeah.
Why wouldn't you? Yeah. It's GradX 102, and I started drinking at like 3 p.m.
So you enjoy every art show?
Yeah. But I didn't have any. That was when I stopped drinking water and eating food. So then, like by 11 o'clock, I was ready to pass out. And what I really enjoyed was the next day, when nobody's shown up at the opening time, and everyone's shown up around like 1 o'clock, and then just the collective hangover at OCAD. It was amazing. I never felt so intertwined with the community. Just the collective destructive habits.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a great way of summing up day 2 of GradX 101. It was brutal. It was like a collective hangover. I haven't seen that many zombie-like people in a institution.
Talking to kids
time.
too,
right?
It's, it's great.
Crazy, people being like, "Oh, so what's next for you?" And I'm like, "Bed. I'm sleeping." For like a month. But yeah, it's been very lovely. It's been super nice getting everyone's feedback and sort of thoughts about my work, and met some very interesting characters, to say the least, that have some very interesting stories.
Yeah, let's get into that. I always find like the best part of talking to people at GradX 99 is telling people how garbage their art is. No, I'm kidding. It's hearing other people tell me the stories of people telling them just the most insane stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So has anyone told you?
I met this guy whose cousin supposedly worked for oh my gosh, Andy Warhol. Yeah, Andy Warhol. And he apparently worked as his like camera bag carrier or something.
His parrot carrier.
And in his like talking to me, he had basically said that Andy Warhol personally approached him and asked if he wanted to buy a $5,000 print. And he had explained to me that he was living off of tips as a starving artist or a creative. And he was like, "Oh, Andy, I can't afford it. I'm living off tips." And Andy Warhol told him that he could give half his tips for the whole year and half his tips for the next year, and he'd get the print. He then went on to tell me that he declined this offer because he was broke, and that same print that he wanted was bought by David Bowie and is now part of David Bowie's private collection. So in 2017, when he was at the AGO, he saw the print he wanted on the wall, and it's worth like millions of dollars now because it's been owned by both Andy Warhol and David Bowie. And so he was telling me about how people should be buying all this stuff at GradX because it could be worth millions one day. And then he walked away. So I was like, wow, could have gave me your tips. Just saying. You
know what? I would have been rope maxing by the end of the day if I saw that hanging on the wall. But yeah, that's. Did he buy your stuff?
No,
he didn't
not.
learn.
No, he did not learn.
Son of a gun
did
didn't
not
learn.
learn. What about you? You've had any
we're doomed to
crazy?
make the same mistakes.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, guys, like I want to hear, what your GradX is about. If we can't catch you guys at the booth, I want to hear, what has all the months of accumulated to.
Oh yeah.
Arthritis in my hands.
Binge drinking.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll talk about my work. I wanted to focus on the notion of high and low art and the similar tropes that they exploit. So I singled out neoclassical art and pulp illustration because they're both very figurative art forms,
Mhm.
and they exploit the same things like drama, lighting, intense poses, anatomy, hero narrative, femme fatales, all of these tropes, and one is regarded as high art, one's regarded
Yes.
as low art, but they
Pulp
exploit
is
the same
high
stuff.
and neoclassicism is low.
To the guy
to
who
the observer.
didn't buy the Warhol, but so I wanted to unify that in my works and take motifs from artists like Bouguereau, David, Ingres, and give it like a pulp spin, a
Mhm.
semi-contemporary spin to sort of make the statement like, hey, what is high art? What is
No,
low
for
art?
sure, for
Yeah.
sure.
And your work kind of deals with like just what is art and like
Yeah.
what do you see in the everyday? What can be regarded as art, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Is my work, you have observed me every day, but what was there to witness is made up. It's a composite of instances of graffiti covering, and I guess you could call graffiti as a form of low art. It has slowly started to gain recognition, but it's kind of exploring how composition can form naturally in urban space, and if given the right context and abilities, it can be turned into new compositions through a compositional building process. So it's a composite of 225 monoprints. They're all unique, and you can't reproduce them because they've all been made subconsciously. So it's basically exploring like composition forming without the control or the hand of an artist, and the artist acting more as the mechanism to allow composition to form, or giving merit to things that would otherwise be considered just vandalism.
Yeah, you had a term for it, subconscious accumulation, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's a subconscious accumulation of compositional building blocks. It sort of follows this idea that like the remaining marks of graffiti covering are subconscious art,
Yeah.
and then if you take that subconscious art and composite and compile it together, can it create new compositions?
Are you subconsciously accumulating that paper, that dough, that bread, that cheese?
I wish.
Okay.
I mean, I hope. Fingers
2 more
crossed,
days.
right?
2 more days, guys.
Lakin, what I really like about your work is, it really reminds me of even like your past murals that you've created, and
Yeah.
the one on Lakeshore, the bridge, and it really feels like you've taken like the most care and detail to like create a mural and make it feel as a artistic experience. So I salute you to that.
Thank you. Yeah, I actually got a lot of when I was working on that mural. I was an artist assistant on the Roncesvalles Bridge
Yeah.
Sister Cities project, and that artist Justice Rowe, he really kind of changed my perspective. Last year, I had to do in my professional practice class. I did an interview with him to discuss, being an artist and the woes of being a street artist and such. And the final thing that he had said to me was like, a mural on the wall is great. It's street art. It's awesome. But the next thing that's coming up is sculptural mural. Art that is leaving the wall. Art that transcends a flat surface, a 2D surface. And that kind of really inspired me to see like the possibilities of, sculptural printmaking. So taking subjectivity of the street, turning those into print, and then creating something that almost is sucking you in. It's like filling the space. It's an accumulation in itself.
What I liked about your work, Mark, is you've single-handedly perfected your style. And I think, that's the most important part for an illustrator coming out of GradX, I think. And you did not disappoint.
For
I
real.
appreciate
Yeah.
it, except my dad. But thank you. I had a nice conversation with an artist, Matt Thomas. Shout out to Matt
Yeah.
Thomas.
Shout out.
Former
Friend of the
grad ex.
PODCAD.
Former GradX.
Yes.
86.
86.
Something
I think
like
it was,
that. Yeah.
Old fella. But he came by my booth, and we were talking about art, and he mentioned an abstract painting that I did, and I did that painting like right after GradX, or right after like preparing for GradX.
Yeah.
Had all my pieces ready, hung them up, and then I was just kind of like, it was in that in-between period of like, what now?
State of
So,
flux.
Yeah, so I was kind of out of ideas and just like kind of wanted to try something different, because I've been working really tightly with figures and very highly rendered stuff, and I wanted to challenge myself to do something non-figurative.
Mm-hmm.
And he mentioned that painting, and he's just like, Mark, I'm going to be honest with you, stick to this. Don't do the abstract stuff. Like this is
Bro, like,
yeah, he told
don't
it to me
quit your
straight.
day
He's
job.
just like don't do the abstract stuff. Just like stick to what you're doing. I know you feel burnt out, but you really got something here.
You do.
It is. It's
yeah.
it's a aesthetic. It's a style that like I think only you can achieve.
I
It's been
appreciate it.
amazing, like over the past
Yeah.
5 years, seeing that sort of aesthetic develop too. You know, going from like
Yeah.
very, very deconstructed with like a lot more shapes to now being like more realism. And I think you found that perfect like
Oh, thank
line
you.
right in between the two, where it's like, you know, it's a person, but it could also be something else.
Right.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. Yeah, I think he was just worried because he's an abstract painter that I was gonna give him a run for his money. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, he's more of a landscape type. Well, a bit abstract. Yeah.
Yeah.
More
He's doing
abstract
tattoos
than-
now.
Oh, he's doing tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that recently.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Lakin. You mentioned like coming off the wall,
Yeah.
and like I really like, this is a small detail, but I like walking by your work and just seeing the pages kind of flutter a bit.
Yeah.
It's really relaxing,
Mhm.
despite like how loud the colors are, and I've just seen people just standing there, and just
Yeah.
admiring the kind of like nature that's happening. My favorite thing to do at your booth is actually to rip the stuff off the wall
Exactly,
yeah,
and like
absolutely.
play
No,
with it,
no, for
and
sure,
just
yeah.
yank 'em out.
Yeah, I want a souvenir.
No, exactly. I think everybody does.
Yeah, I think Pixel took a few of your pages to build her next pair of pants.
It's so good. I actually had a guy yesterday that looked at the work, and he read it in a way that I hadn't even like thought of before. But he like the ones in the front, those ones that are really curling and stuff. He'd gone up to it and been like, "Oh, this is like reminiscent of how like paint on an old barn or something kind of curls up and curls off the wall."
That's a great,
And I was looking at him and I was like, "You know what? Like, holy shit!"
That's a
dude.
good
Like,
reading. Yeah,
That's going in my
That's
portfolio.
nice.
Put it in my e-portfolio
yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
But it's been very interesting. I don't know about you, Mark, but hearing other people's sort of experience with the work or what they're
Yeah.
reading into it, that I may like you maybe didn't intend for them
Yeah.
to see that.
Well, like, for me, like, I haven't had much conversation about like, or people kind of challenging my work, or like giving any new readings. I think with illustration, like a lot of like your project has to be pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
That's where it differs from like this kind of gray area that fine art can explore. But I have noticed like some responses of like people laughing, just like kind of looking at the work and just pointing at something that they find funny and then reading the title. Like the Joan of Mars gets a few
Mhm.
laughs, and I think that's awesome. I think humor touches people in a way that like other senses can't.
Mhm.
But like I wanted my work to like not take itself too seriously,
Mhm.
not be too introspective. I wanted something that's kind of relatable and understandable in
For
the
sure.
nature of illustration. But we were talking about, you said that Warhol story. I had a funny story of like You know, they say the kids are the ones you're supposed to watch out for. I'm saying it's like the old people you got to watch out for. They don't care.
Really?
They're just telling it as it is. I don't know how they made it up to the 6th floor. But anyways, so, like, first of all,
That's so mean.
this is the second day. I was hungover and delirious, and these two old ladies walk by. One nudges the other, and then, like, without looking at my work, this old lady is just like, I can't look at that stuff. I'm just like, what'd I do? What the hell does that mean? But, you know, I thought that was funny.
Have you guys been enjoying, you know, other people at GradX? Some works you want to highlight?
There's some really cool stuff. I think everybody showed up this year at GradX. What was it? We were like GradX 98 this year?
Oh, you're going in the future. I think it was 85?
85.
It's
Yeah,
85,
anyways,
yeah.
everyone showed up. They did an amazing job this year. It was crazy to see everyone's work. The sculpture installation program, I've been around a lot of them all year in cross thesis. There's some really cool projects.
Shout out Caro, medal winner.
Oh, yeah, the medal winner.
OCAD U Live.
Yeah, set designer.
Yes.
Shout out. I think Lauren's performance was really cool, too. It drew a huge crowd,
So
700
crazy.
people in that space. It was insane.
Really?
Wow.
I think that all the work in Ignite this year was crazy. Like, even Deanna's work with the weaving was amazing. Marina's work with the welding and the sort of monument structure on the floor was crazy cool. DRPT, shout out. It's a pretty cool work up there.
Yeah.
My friend Hannah won the medal in painting. Very cool work. Some other amazing painters. We've had some of them on the podcast even. Danielle's works very cool. It's great to see the
Danielle,
body together.
Go check out the baby.
Oh,
the
the
big baby painting.
yeah.
Yeah.
That one's cool on the 4th floor.
One of my highlights was I put on a shirt and I had I found my eclipse glasses.
Yeah.
So I went to Connor Roth's
Connor
work.
Roth's work, yeah.
He did like this big painting of like the sun.
From like an eye's perspective, you know.
And I was like itching for I was passing by and I was like, oh, shit, he's not there. And like I'd come back like itching to, and then like around 4:00, like I caught him and I'm just like, oh hey man, I brought these to look at your work. And,
So
like,
good.
He thought it was funny.
It's such a good clip.
I made it into his Be Real. It was great. It's my highlight.
Yeah,
so
I really
good.
like this work too.
There's amazing integrated media work on the 3rd floor too.
Yes,
Fernie
shout out
did
Rin.
a really cool project. Rin did a really cool project. Rave. Lou had really cool work. Mud Cakes. It's like a immersive painted projected environment. Some really, really cool work in the short film section. Some really amazing work by other OCAD U Live graduates too, like Madison and Julie, Nika. It's a really, really awesome year this year.
Yeah.
Shout out Rita.
Yeah, shout out Rita.
I have to
Voting
give a
side.
shout out to Rita. She did an amazing job with Spencer, and you know the rest of the advertising program. Really, first day was like, you know, make people happy. You know, they got me working the popcorn machine.
Yeah, this guy had his GradX project
Yeah.
out. It was
Yeah,
like performance arts.
Didn't someone ask you? They pointed out the popcorn machine. Just like, is this your thesis?
Yes, and it is because you know,
serving the people.
Serving the people is what advertising does, and catch me at the next GradX 1
Serving hot dogs.
to serve hot dogs. Yeah, Glizzy's.
GradX1. They're
Yeah.
using the same naming scheme as Xbox. I see.
Yeah.
I gotta say, the ad program this year did a great job too with like promotion, like having the Polar Ice
Yeah.
sponsor and the photo booth and
Mhm.
stuff was really, really crazy. You know, they really showed out
And the
this year.
reels. The reels were good.
Oh yeah, it was a
We're
great.
an
It was almost like there was advertisers or something running their campaign
I know,
for
yeah.
GradX this year.
Their
So
pictures
strange.
were like really good. I don't know why.
It's like they got a formal education
It's
in
like-
advertising or something at an art institute.
Yeah.
All right, now the shittest projects.
All right, but hold
It's-
on, I gotta listen.
It's been really, really cool. I still don't think I've seen it all though.
Yes. Yeah,
Oh,
that's for sure.
actually, some other amazing work in material art and design. Kayla Boolin, the medal winner, she did like
blue collar, right?
blue collar, which is like
Yes,
workwear
so
for
good,
women.
dude.
It is amazing work.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'd like love to see her continue it because it's really good. She
It's so
has a bright
amazing.
future.
Yeah.
Okay. play with me here a little.
Yes.
From the lens of a young memer running a account called BroCAD.
Oh yeah.
This is when I stand up and
4 years old.
4 years old.
Or child. Or love child.
And you set out to take on this journey called OCAD U. Did you exceed your expectations now that we're here? I'm sure it was not a fearless battle.
Yeah.
And there were days that you had to mark. This is not. How do I phrase this? But you told me that you had days you had to either pick. Do I buy a canvas? Do I buy the medium? Or
Yes.
do I eat? And
Do I eat? Yes.
And you had to really sacrifice.
Yes.
To finish. So do you think you guys exceeded your expectations and you're happy where you're at?
It was a very rough year. I struggled a lot with managing things. I had 6 classes this semester.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and
what the fuck?
I think 2 or 3 of them were lecture courses. One of them was screen printing. It was it was pretty brutal. But I think I managed to do the best that I can with the resources that I had available. Obviously, if I just had thesis, it would have been a bit more easier and could have put a lot more effort into it. But judging by the cards that I was dealt, I think I did as much as I could. Yes, there were moments that I had to choose between getting a meal
Kizzy.
or
Getting that kizzy or
Kizzy or
Tim
Jessa.
Hortons. There's a period where I was just eating farmer's wraps, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We'd start our class at 8:30.
Yeah.
And then you'd have a farmer's wrap,
Yeah.
and then we'd go do the episode, and you'd only eat till you got home. So it was
Yeah.
a farmer's wrap for the day.
Yes, I had 3 of those 6 classes. 3 of them were 8:30s.
Yeah.
So it's just really.
That's getting you prepared for
brutal stuff.
The daily grind of the illustrator.
I somehow had enough money for booze, though. I don't know. I should be an accountant.
Some way.
Budgeting.
I spoke to
consulting.
I spoke to a consultant just yesterday, and he's like, you know what? If you got to think about it, the answer is most likely yes. So if you had to think about beer, then you had to drink it.
I mean, just made the painting faster. How about you, Lakin?
I've watched my bank account go the lowest it's been in years, and I was shitting myself, realizing that I'm trying to move out of my parents' home, and I'm like, damn, I have no money and I got credit card debt. That shit sucks.
Yeah.
I spent hundreds of dollars at Above Ground. They should have sponsored me. I think I cleared them out of newsprint.
Go give them your 2 cents right
Yeah.
there.
Just bring it back.
I think they had to custom bring it all the prints.
Can
back
I
to them.
return
I wanna
these?
return
Like,
this.
and you know what you needed? You needed a little setup next to your thesis work of just all the receipts from Above Ground.
They're
Just
on my
hung
studio wall. There's 30 of them, and it's
Yeah.
what's newsprint. Oh, a bunch of screen print ink. Oh, bull clips. I went there 3 times this year trying to find bull clips too, and they were sold out every single time until
Damn.
basically the day before install, and I was like, okay, I'm buying the whole store because they may never have these again. Definitely trying to find a way to recuperate some of those funds. I too was struggling to eat meals. I was eating once a day. Was have a small snack at lunch and then go
Yes.
home and eat at home, but
this is funny. My girlfriend's father does business with grocery stores, so he gave her a bunch of coupons, and then she gave me these coupons for free sausages.
oh,
And
Ooh.
for a whole month,
Shout out the free
I was just eating straight sausages. just sausages.
that's very Polish
Breakfast
of you.
sausages, bratwurst, spicy Italian.
That's good. That's good.
It was
That's protein.
My arteries are so clogged. I only have until the end of this episode before I pass out. But
well, your future may hold clogged arteries.
yes.
But what else can we expect of the BroCAD trio in their future now that we're leaving GradX 0?
This is a raw discussion. We didn't plan.
No, we didn't plan
anything,
any
yeah.
of this. This
Well,
is
I mean,
kind of like
I know,
off
I
the
know.
cuff.
The way I think of it
Let's,
is we've been preparing for this,
call it.
since we started podcast.
Oh yeah, yeah.
4 years
it's,
ago, yeah.
Doomsday.
Doomsday.
Yeah, end of the Mayan calendar. Yeah.
It's
So,
It's coming up.
where does the future entail?
Yeah, so I will be continuing to post on the BroCAD account, like stuff like.
Right.
Did you guys hear this? I'll be spreading misinformation,
Oh,
so
that's fun.
look out
Yeah,
for that.
yeah.
Yeah. I'll be, if you see a post on BroCAD that says like
I'm so
deadline
down. Help me, please. It's Lakin.
Oh no! Just like anybody got any job offer
In the close friends.
Anybody got the close friend story?
Put
No,
everyone in the close friends.
I was pull a Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was thinking of spreading stuff like date to drop classes is today, and then watching everyone.
Guys, by the way, it's the late start.
Switch it up on everybody.
School is closed today. It's a
Yeah.
special holiday. No one
Yeah.
shows up to classes.
It's brutal. Like we saw on Instagram a PhD student post on their close friend story. I'm looking for work. Anybody got any jobs? Like eye emoji. It's just like, bro, like write your doctorate. Like there's no way you don't got money. Right
I mean,
now.
that's been the hardest question too that people are asking me. Is they'll look at my work and they're like, "So what's next?" And I'm like,
yeah.
It's
good.
you wanna
Carlos
hire me?
Yeah.
Like,
That's next.
It's good your girlfriend's parents are out of the
Yeah.
out of the country.
Mark,
What?
I heard from the grapevine,
Uh-huh.
that there might be a place where you can continue your work. Or can you speak on that? Or
I can.
Good.
I got a studio space
Nice.
for 1 year.
At
Nice.
401.
401.
kin?
A shared.
Nice.
No, not a kin.
Not a kin.
A shared studio space at 401
Nice,
for
nice.
that is
for
the
illustrators.
equivalent of OCAD letting you keep Adobe Suite for
A year.
For an
Oh yeah,
illustrator.
you guys ready for that? You ready for the Adobe
Yeah.
to disappear? That's why you got a TA,
Do you know what I found out?
Also,
recently?
like all your cloud stuff is
It's
like,
gone, I know.
if you don't back it up.
I don't
so
have
if you're
anything.
listening, back up your cloud
This-
documents.
I don't
this
have
was
anything
this was
like that,
crazy, and I only found this out too late.
Yeah.
But if you this is a tip for all the people graduating in GradX
Yeah.
150. If you lose your student card and you renew it, you get an extra 4 years.
Yeah.
Food for thought. Just so you know. So if you're like GradX 150, lose your card like a
Yeah.
week before graduation. That's Adobe Suite for another 4 years.
What if you're a GradX 49?
Welcome to Scamcad
Yeah.
here,
Do the-
where we give you the best scams.
The guy running the coffee looks like Justin Trudeau. I don't know if it's just like me or like.
That is so off
I won't
topic.
buy it. Doesn't
I'm
sound
sorry,
like Justin
I think it's
Trudeau.
the tie. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Anyways.
You know what? Maybe it is Justin Trudeau. The economy is so
Yeah.
bad. He's
Yeah,
looking for
bro,
part-time
bro.
work.
Even Justin Trudeau
the,
looking for
the
part-time?
Trudeau close friend
Yeah.
story. Anybody got any jobs?
Jobs?
Oh man.
Oh. Seriously, guys, please hire
sorry,
us.
Yeah,
we need work.
Yeah. Oh man. Selling work, like I had an old guy come up to me, and he was just like, "You the artist?" I'm just like, "Yeah." He's just like, "Are these your prices?" Or no, he's just like, "Oh, you're selling work?" I'm just like, "Yeah." And then he's just like, "Yeah." I say, "Oh, is there any artwork that like sticks out to you?" And then he's just like, "For these prices, no." and then laughs. And
Oh,
I'm just like, okay, well,
I think
there's
like
always gonna be that.
there was a guy who came up to me and stuff, and he saw that I did printmaking work, and then he saw my tag said graphic design, and he was like, "Oh, so you're a graphic designer, and you've chosen to become a starving artist?" And I was like,
Was that my dad?
"Maybe."
What day was that?
No, it wasn't your dad. I don't know.
I
who
guess it
was.
is the old people you gotta watch out for. We've just been saying, the kids are coming, they're gonna like touch our stuff. But yeah.
No, it's like, I mean, like the kids, like they're harsh too, but like at least they're like happy when I give them their business
Yeah.
card, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I've got 100 business cards now." But like
Yes.
the old people, they look at your card and then they're like, right back in the card holder, and you're like,
Wow.
God damn.
Sure, they didn't take like a mental note, you know?
Yeah, maybe
just
they
like
got,
the
like, a
pre-TikTok brain.
Photographic memory,
TikTok
yeah.
brain, so
Pre-
so good. So
Pre
good.
doom scroll,
Yeah.
no fog.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
They don't have like holes burnt into their irises because they've been scrolling for too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh my god. Yeah, I like overheard my dad yesterday just like being like, you know, I'm worried about Mark, you know. He instead of being a lawyer, he chose to be a starving artist. Just like, well, that's not the title I applied for, but you know, I'd say illustrator.
I'll take what I can get.
I'll take what I can get, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
no,
thing he's not
it's-
added to my close friend story.
Jesus
So
Christ. Yeah. I think it's been very interesting.
Yeah.
Like, it's been hard talking with my parents too, because they're like, oh, so like, what are you doing for work? And I'm like,
I hate that question, man. But what now?
Yeah, I think I'll become a sandwich artist, burrito artist,
Burrito artist.
barista artist.
Yeah, don't search up artist on Indeed. Worst
no.
mistake of
Yeah.
my life.
Even LinkedIn. I
We've
tried
done that-
art
we've
on
done this one 3
LinkedIn.
times, I think, in BroCAD history.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, on the podcast.
It's a recurring.
Oh.
I mean, it's
Recurring
true.
joke? It's true. I mean, you know, if you got to repeat it, it must be true.
I mean-
We lost our favorite editor and filmer. Let's give a shout out to Elmer.
Shout out.
He
He's
ain't
been holding us
graduating,
together
but-
for
and
4 years.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
you know keep
Yeah.
holding us down.
Yeah. Yes.
You know what? Let's get your 2 cents, Elmer. What have you been thinking?
Yeah. What
about
have you been
GradX?
thinking about GradX?
I got past the mic.
Mutiny.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, I'm switching to myself.
Yeah.
Am I in focus?
This is
So-
a deconstructed
This
podcast.
is the worst podcast ever, but it's the greatest at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah.
I think honestly this is probably the strongest of the years, and maybe that's biased because you know there's a lot of people we know.
And,
but
which year is this?
Yeah, which year is this? What GradX?
what is it like? Is it like 23 or something? Like GradX
GradX
23?
23,
I
yeah,
think
something like
that's
that,
the year
yeah.
today.
Oh yeah.
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 That's why there's so much integrated media in the digital futures.
Of course.
That's what they've been talking about.
No, but it's a strong year. Like it's straight
Uh-huh.
up a really strong year. There's a lot of great people, and they, like you said before, they all went out with a bang. Like, no one went home. They all went big. So yeah.
Hell yeah.
You want it back?
Yeah.
Shout out to Elmer.
Shout out to Elmer. Shout out to Elmer. Always
Um,
being there.
Yeah, I think it's as Elmer said, it's been an amazing year, and it's like definitely a nice way to like culminate 5 years of study and craziness. It's people keep coming up to me and being like, you know, oh, it's been 4 years since COVID and stuff, and it's kind of hard to believe that there was a time when we were all online and doing stuff from our bedrooms on Teams.
Yes.
I mean, it's both school and this podcast. It's
Yeah.
evolved so much, and it's been really amazing. It's been a crazy journey.
In the same, you know, sentimental mood, how would you guys, you know, reflect on PODCAD? You know, all we've done for at OCAD Live.
I like the drawing challenges.
I like the drawing
Yeah,
challenges.
yeah.
Too. We're gonna go back to that. We're
Go back
gonna
to that. Where's
do
Hunter?
those. Yeah, we're no.
Where's Hunter? It's been a wild ride. We've gone through like 4 or 5 studios now. We've
Yeah.
changed our name.
Yes.
We've grown. We've had some crazy
Yeah.
guests on our podcast.
Oh, you know,
yeah.
this might be a bad time, but I was logged out of the BroCAD account for a while, and I was a little embarrassed to ask for the password.
Oh yeah, sure. It's
You guys gotta help me out. That's
Yeah,
why
okay.
Okay, thanks.
I mean, the password's actually really funny. You're gonna laugh when me and Alex tell you what it is,
Okay,
but it'll
yeah,
be
yeah.
off camera.
Redacted.
yeah,
yes,
redacted,
okay.
redacted.
Oh man, favorite
Um,
memory. I just can't believe just you know, from a meme page, we pulled this off, right? You know, we got
Yeah.
to talk to some really cool people.
I mean, the statistics are crazy on the account too.
It
like, to
doesn't
think,
matter, but
Well, I mean, like to think that it would grow to like almost 4,000 followers is
Yeah.
insane. It's
I think you know, for in terms of PODCAD, my favorite episodes were when we brought an artist from OCAD and we didn't know, like, we didn't at one point we didn't even know their name and like didn't know anything about them, That was before we started doing pre-interviews,
Yeah.
but we sat them down and had a genuine talk about art and their experience. And even though no 2 episodes were the same, we all had a lot in common, and that I think has changed me definitely doing this almost every week.
Yes.
It's changed how I see art, and it's changed how I see my professional career, and even and how I do like podcasting, man. Like I don't see myself stopping.
Yeah.
I mean, we've still technically got a year to continue doing this.
Well,
let's not get technical.
Yeah, let's not get technical.
On the TV here, but most of all, it helped bond all of us.
Yeah,
create a tighter bond.
They say go into business with friends and you end up split, but we're still here, and
on a thread.
We still hang out. We still go at each other's throats.
Yeah, a lot of.
Yeah.
We actually secretly when the camera's not rolling, we hate each other.
Yeah,
we
no.
just
we all start smoking in different directions.
We're
None
just
of-
all sad at each other
this
and
guy.
jaded. It's horrible.
Yeah.
None of us are added on each other's close friend
Nope,
stories.
nope, not at all.
Just the 2 cents.
None of that. We
Yeah.
don't even go to each other's openings or anything. We just
Yeah.
no can't stand each other. It's horrible. This is a working relationship.
Yeah.
Well, that's what friendship is, It's just you just see that they've seen what you're up to, and that's enough, You know, just like that silent nod of
It's-
approval and recognition.
It's definitely been amazing. I think
Yeah.
we've built something so super cool, and it's something that will definitely impacted my experience at the school as well. I think without it, it would have been very, very I don't want to say boring, but it would have been a lot slower. Knowing that each week I get to go to the studio, see you guys, talk with amazing other artists at the school and beyond. It's been really great, and we've met some really cool people too, and truly delved into their experiences and art as well, which has been amazing and very informative.
And a lot of the people we have interviewed are at GradX.
Yeah.
So their stories are just as alive as when we interviewed them, and you really go there and check it, ask them a little more introspectively rather than what's on their artist statement.
No, a lot of people, they kind of got their start on PODCAD. There's a guy
I'm not saying we are the culture.
No, but where we kind of we're doing good. There was a guy. He was a photographer or something. Now he's at MoMA. Is Tillman something?
Yeah. You remember that the scruffy guy. He started as I guess he could hold a camera, but now he's in all these galleries. You remember Vlad, right?
Oh yeah. See, it's just
and then he was on TED Talks. So
exactly. All because of us.
All because of us.
We
We did that.
We had it first, right? Yeah.
And look at us now. We're gonna be going to TED Talk 2, and
You see, this is the
the beginning.
The cosmic
start.
irony here is because we interviewed all these people, but there's no one here to interview us.
I guess
We can't interview ourselves, but we are interviewing ourselves.
But we are.
So the bajillions are coming soon.
Yeah. Just wait on it.
Okay. Yeah.
Been waiting. I've been waiting to stack my money.
Oh
I
man.
honestly hate this question, but
Yes.
is there anything you'd like to plug?
Plug.
My phone?
Yeah.
My dad's gonna call me soon.
I'd like to
He doesn't know where OCAD is.
plug my social battery in.
Yes.
It's drained. I'm
Yeah.
the most tired I've been. I've been saying this every single week of thesis. It's a week passes and I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. I haven't been this tired in my life. And then another week passes, and it wasn't until after Wednesday that I was like, oh my God, I am exhausted.
Oh yeah.
I am dead. But as in for plugs, if you want to follow, first and foremost, follow brocad.v1. I don't know how much we're going to be posting there now, but There's like 4 years of content you can
Yes.
scroll through and
Just go check it
reminisce.
out.
There's some super funny stuff from 2020 that like has like
Yes.
30
Yeah,
likes.
I think that's like a Renaissance era.
Not a lot of people seen those.
It's like that's like the
Yeah.
classical era. Like 50 years from now, historians are gonna be like, oh,
Yes.
this post
This
here is
Dada, neo-Dada movement
Oh,
is
yeah.
quite prolific.
this is
Yeah.
a post meme industrial
era.
era art.
Yeah.
It was really commenting on the feeling of students
So
during
yeah,
the period of
Yeah,
OCAD
yeah.
history.
you don't have a personal account or?
Yeah, you can.
So-
If you
okay.
want to follow me and see my art, you can follow me. It's my name at Laikenbreau, LAIKENBREAU. You can also check out my portfolio, which is laikenbreau.format.com. Maybe posting more there. And employers, check out my LinkedIn. It's Laikenbreau. Please hire me.
Bro, no employer's watching this.
Yeah.
What about you, Mark? What do you got to plug?
You can check me out on Instagram at Chepism, KRZEPISM. I repeat, KRZEPISM. For you Americans, KRZEPISM. I'm going to be exhibiting at the Toronto Outdoor Art Fair this year. I don't know my booth number yet, but you'll find me. It's
Yeah.
the guy who has way more work than he needs to in the tiny booth. So I think it's July 12 to 14. And if you're going to see the Chili Peppers on the 15th, I'll be in the pit.
What about you, Alex? What do you got to
Lucky-ass
plug?
Bastard. Well, I still got another round here at OCAD, so it ain't over. I'm gonna be doing my thesis next year, so
You guys should all check it out
check
at
it out. Yeah,
GradX.
GradX 2000. That's when I'm gonna graduate. And yeah, I have some. Let's just say we got big things planned. Okay,
Yeah.
big things. And if you want a sneak peek, you could check out Electric Cobra, but I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Usually we end with a gift, but I kind of
okay.
actually forgot.
It's
to
the
get you guys a
gift of the gab.
The gift of
Yeah.
I
being
think
here,
this
just
was
having
the
a
gift.
This is
you
the
know?
gift.
On a
you know?
nice sunny day.
Yeah.
So I guess to close it up,
When- I mean, I think before we go, though, I
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I really do want to thank everybody that has followed our page, has watched our podcast, has come on our podcast.
Yes.
And has worked on our podcast.
Yeah, we have an amazing team. It's come a very long way. I'd also love to give my
Yeah.
sincerest thank you to Leonardo. He has supported us all the way through.
Yep.
And he's an amazing producer that has really brought huge ability for us to continue doing this
and
every week.
Shout out Beyonce, friend of the show.
Friend of the show, Beyonce. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Man.
that was it. GradX 3, Tokyo
Yeah,
Drift.
dude.
Or that was 2. I forgot.
It just
I forgot.
it just feels crazy that it's like
Oh.
this is like
Now we're gonna do the trivia.
Oh, Jesus
Ah,
Christ.
so leave it at the last one.
Okay.
All right, guys. I think I'm ready to get some
Yeah,
Trudeau's
well-
coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, thank you so much. We hope you enjoyed GradX and GradX 109.
Nine.
Yeah, whatever it was.
The real
109.
one.
Yeah, GradX 109. Yeah.
And we'll see you
When we see you.
when we see you
Yeah.
on the streets of Toronto.
Yes. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
This has been all. Take care.